Okay, kids, this is video number 2 for today, and please follow along. So the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to get a thick piece of paper. Actually, for those students in the school, I'm going to give them this kind of paper. It's called illustration board. It's more of a board, actually, than paper. You can hear it. It's stiff, it's sturdy, it's white. It's very nice to draw onto. It's called illustration board, and you can find it at any local art store. So here we go. Any kind of paper will do that's very thick. You don't want to use cheap typing paper. Go to your local art store and at least get some thick paper, if not illustration board. Moving on. So you'll need to cut it down to a size of 20 inches by 12.5 inches. That's 20 across inches and 12.5 here. The reason we're using inches, I can't get into now, but just let's stick to inches for the time being. 20 across and 12.5 down. And be exact when you cut your paper to the correct size. You've probably done grid drawing before. If not, I'm going to walk you through it step by step as we go along through this week and next week. But here's how you start. You're going to get your ruler, and you're going to, for the size we're working with now, we're going to measure across the top 2.5 inches. We're sticking to inches now. 1, 2, and then put a mark right here, like I've done, at 2.5. And then you're going to count 2.5 again, which would be 5. 1, 2, and then and a half is 5. Make sure this is lined up on the edge right there. And now keep going across and put a little mark right on that part of the ruler. So next is 7.5, and then 10, and then 2.5 more would be 12.5, and then 12.5, 13.5, 14.5, 15, and then 16, 17, and then 17.5, and then there should be no mark at the end because it is the end of the paper. You see how it equally divides by 8 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections across the top, equally on that 20-inch length. You do the same thing along the bottom, putting little tick marks every 2.5, exactly on 2.5. Don't be off here, all the way across. And then you're going to connect the two dots together like I've already done for you in my example. So line up the ruler right there with the top and hold it down. And then line up the bottom right here and hold it down very firmly. And lightly run your pencil. And I mean lightly. Students, this is for a grade, so please follow along to my instructions as carefully as possible. I will grade you off if you do a dark line. Do the lightest line possible, almost so you're just letting the weight of your pencil drag across the paper without applying any pressure. Do it there to the first one, connect the second, as I've done there, and then keep going down all the way across. I'm not finished yet, obviously, connecting all your dots together so your lines are straight. Once you've done that, then you go to the left side, and you're going to count again, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, etc. So 2.5, put a mark. 5, put a mark. 7.5, put a mark. 10, put a mark. And then that's it. It should equal out after that. Other side, 2.5s all the way down, just like you did to the left side. And then you're going to connect your dots across the paper. If you don't have a 20-inch ruler, like I don't have one here, then you're going to have to find some straight edge or long meter stick or something, any kind of a straight edge that's perfectly straight, to lightly draw a line, just as you did this way, to lightly draw a line connecting all of these lines horizontally now across the paper. Okay? When you're done, you should have a perfectly straight and equal set of squares or grid pattern throughout. All squares should be measuring 2.5 by 2.5 inches on both dimensions. You should have 8 across and 5 along the side squares. If you're curious as what this all looks like in the end, I'm going to do mine here. I'm going to post it. Look at my uploaded example of screens or slides 1, 2, and 3 for today, and follow my instructions carefully. Thank you.